Fine. So, good morning, everyone. A very good morning to all of you. Good morning. Yes, good morning. So, first of all, today there will not be any homework. Okay. Next homework for tomorrow will be given today at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay. As homework still, but there will be homework for tomorrow which will be given today. Okay. Fine. And the next thing is there will be test on this Sunday. Okay. Syllabus for the test for the physics will be thermodynamics chapter. Okay. Thermodynamics that we will be covering till tomorrow. Okay, उद्यापर्यंत जेवढं thermodynamics आपण cover करू, that is going to be the syllabus. Okay, and I will be sharing the additional questions as well. I will be sharing the additional questions as well. One general thing that I want to tell you is, see, whatever the regular homeworks I'm giving you or any other teachers are giving you, try to complete that homework before 7 or 8 p.m. Okay, or till 7 or 8 p.m. like that. Sometimes if required you may extend that up to 9 p.m. but after that you should go for solving of additional questions which we have provided to you. Okay, is that clear? Reply me everyone in the chat box. What I told you, is that clear? Try to complete your regular homework as early as possible. Okay, for example, you get physics homework tonight, try to complete that homework as early as possible. Okay, if it is possible for you to complete the homework before 4 p.m, complete it. Before 5 p.m, complete it. Before 6, before 7, before 8. Okay, but after that every day there should be 3 hour 2 hour time which you will utilize to solve the additional questions, to read the theory, to solve the additional questions which are given to you. Okay, just you have to solve around 10 to 15 additional questions only on the exact topic which you have studied, uh, which you are currently being studied, which you are currently being given homework. जसा तुम्हाला homework दिला जातोय, okay, the chapter which whose homework is being given to you, try solving additional questions of that only. Okay, so this will make you solve the module as well as additional questions, that too before time. Okay, fine. Now can you tell me what was the last point? I think we were studying the application of first law of thermodynamics to isothermal process, right? Isothermal process, right? Yeah, and there we saw the indicator diagram for isothermal process, the indicator diagram for isothermal process, and there we observed that how to tackle the questions based on the shifting of the curve, where the curve will shift rightward, leftward, upward, downward, that kind of shifting of curve we were studying. Let us study that again. Let us study that again. Now, pressure volume curve or pressure volume indicator diagram for isothermal process. We know for isothermal process, sir, PV is equal to nRT. In the isothermal process, sir, temperature is constant. Okay, so this right hand side is entirely going to be constant. If this right hand side entirely is going to be constant, then sir, we can write pressure is equal to some constant upon volume. Therefore, sir, pressure is inversely proportional to volume, and that means if volume increases, pressure shall decrease, and it is the rectangular hyperbola. It is the rectangular hyperbola, or the graph is a part of rectangular hyperbola, we say. Yes sir, fine. Up to that we know. Let's say guys, this graph is drawn at temperature T1 is equal to 100 degrees Celsius. When the temperature was maintained constant and it was 100 degrees Celsius, let's say this graph was drawn. Now we want to draw this graph at some another constant temperature. Now we want to draw the graph at some another constant temperature. So the graph will definitely shift somewhere. The graph will definitely shift somewhere. Shifts can be of four types: rightward, leftward, upward, downward. Okay, these are the four types of shifts. Okay sir, fine. Now to identify the shift, what you have to do, you have to fix some volume. Okay, you can fix pressure also. To find out the shift, what you have to do, you have to fix some volume and draw a vertical line like this. and draw a vertical line like this. Okay, after drawing the vertical line, you have to again write the equation PV is equal to nRT. Again, you have to write the equation PV is equal to nRT. Being ideal gas, this equation will be satisfied for any curve. Being ideal gas, this equation will be satisfied for any curve. Even if the curve shifts, even if the graph shifts, this equation is going to be satisfied. Now let's say the new constant temperature is 200 degrees Celsius. Let's say the new constant temperature is 200 degrees Celsius, and we want to draw the same graph, similar kind of graph, pressure volume graph at some another temperature 200 degrees Celsius. Now 200 degrees Celsius means new temperature has increased. This temperature has increased. Initially it was 100, now it has become 200. It means that temperature has increased. It means that temperature has increased. I am not saying temperature is increasing. I am not saying temperature is increasing. I am saying temperature is increased. And it has been now made a new constant value to 200 degrees Celsius. Okay, now the new constant value of the temperature is 200 degrees Celsius. We have kept the volume same. We have kept the volume same. Okay, so at 200 degrees Celsius, keeping volume constant, pressure should also increase. So right hand side, if right hand side has increased, left hand side must increase. We have kept the volume constant. Right hand side increased. Initial temperature was 100, new temperature is 200. So definitely pressure will increase. So at the given volume, pressure will increase. If this is true for this volume, it should be true for all the volumes. If it is true for this volume, it is true for all the volumes. So everywhere pressure will shift upwards or pressure will increase, and the graph will fundamentally or basically shift upward if the temperature increases. Now everyone, let me know in the chat box, is this point clear to all of you? That higher temperature graph will be the graph which is upward or which is in the upper portion. जो ग्राफ बाळांनो अपर पोर्शन ला आहे तो ग्राफ बाळांनो हायर टेम्परेचर चा असेल, and the lower portion graph is going to be the lower temperature graph. Okay, this is how you will be tackling such kind of shifting of graph problems. Okay, this is how you will be tackling shifting of graph problems. Let me read that chat, just give me a second. Why couldn't the graph shift by horizontal method? Yes, it can shift by horizontal method also. You will get the same. I already told you yesterday that you can go by horizontal line also, no problem. That logic also exists. But I generally prefer the vertical line method. Now let us take a look on the horizontal line method. Okay, shifting of graph by horizontal line method. We know that the new temperature is 200 degrees Celsius. Let us fix some pressure and let us draw a horizontal line. Now the new temperature is 200 degrees Celsius, which has been increased. New temperature is 200 degrees Celsius, which has been increased in count. I am not saying temperature is increasing. I have said temperature has increased to new value 200 degrees Celsius. So temperature has increased. Right hand side will increase. We have maintained the pressure constant. Or we are observing what is happening to volume at given pressure. So at given pressure means pressure we have kept constant. Right hand side increase, so left hand side should also increase. So at given pressure, if temperature increases, volume increases. At given pressure, if temperature increases, volume increases. So at given pressure, volume increases. This is true for all the pressures. If this is true for this pressure, it will be true for all the pressures. So for all the pressures, volume will increase. So for all these pressures, volume will increase. You will get the same answer. Okay. So in this way, you can go by horizontal line method also. Okay. So basically the doubt that was asked was, can we, or the doubt should be, sir, can we shift the graph by horizontal line method? That should be the doubt, and it should not be like, why the graph cannot shift by horizontal line method. That should not be the doubt. How can we shift the graph by horizontal line method? Is that valid method? That should be asked. Okay. You should not declare that by horizontal line the graph cannot be shifted. You should not declare that. Either you should ask it as a doubt. or you should on your own know that it can be used. Okay, fine. Now next point, write down slope of isothermal curve. Slope of isothermal curve. Slope of isothermal curve. Slope of isothermal curve. Okay, sir, fine. Now the isothermal curve is actually in front of you. You draw it again. You draw it again. At some given temperature, the curve will be drawn like this. At some given temperature, some constant value, the curve will be drawn like this, pressure volume curve. Now we want to find out the slope of the isothermal curve. This pressure volume curve, we want to draw the slope. We want to find out the slope. Sir, this curve has different slopes at different points. Yes, this curve has different slopes at different points. Sir, the slope of this graph is negative or positive? Tell me. Numerical value, keep it apart. Tell me about sign. Slope will be positive or negative? I am not asking increasing, decreasing. I am asking numerical. I am asking positive, negative. काय असेल बाळ? Slope. हाँ. Tangent. So slope is everywhere it is negative. Okay. If the lines are like this, slope is positive. Okay. If the lines are like this, slope is positive. If the tangents are like this, slope is positive. And if the tangents are like this, slope is negative. Okay, sir. So this slope is going to be a negative, right? It is going to be negative. So some numerical value will be there. You can add its sign as negative. Fine, sir. But if we are using the formula, then directly we will get, or if we are trying to find out the slope by formula method, then automatically care of sign will be taken. No special care is required. So let us try to find out the slope. For this graph, slope is equal to dy by dx means dp by dv. dy by dx म्हणजे काय असते? Slope. dy by dx, that will be dp by dv is equal to slope. Yes, sir. So that is equal to question mark. Okay, yes. But the process is isothermal, or the gas is following the ideal gas equation PV is equal to nRT, wherein T is constant. Where is T is constant? But temperature is constant, isothermal curve. Therefore, we can write PV is equal to some constant K. PV is equal to some constant K. Now we have to find dP by dV. Now differentiating this equation on both the sides, taking derivative with respect to volume on both the sides, d by dV of PV is equal to d by dV of constant. No, derivative of constant is 0. So right hand side we already know. Pressure is also changing, pressure is also variable, volume is also variable, temperature is constant. Pressure is variable, volume is variable. Nothing is constant, nothing can be taken out of derivative. So first into derivative of second plus second into derivative of first. First into derivative of second plus second into derivative of first. Then derivative of constant is 0. Sir, we want to find dP by dV. Yes. Let us arrange dP by dV. Or let us write this first. Sir, P as it is. Derivative of V with respect to V is 1. P as it is. Derivative of V with respect to V is 1. Plus this V as it is. dP by dV as it is equal to 0. Sir, we want dP by dV. Yes. So dP by dV is equal to this P on the right hand side will become minus P, and this V will go into the denominator. Let me know in the chat box, is that clear to all of you? The numerical value is P by V and the sign is minus. Numerical value is P by V and the sign is minus. Let me know in the chat box. Everyone, first write it down, check whether you get it or not, try to understand it, and then tell me clear and written. If not, let me know that also. Very easy thing for you, not a big task. Slope means dy by dx. Right now on the y-axis we have pressure, on the x-axis we have volume. Y-axis pressure, x-axis volume, dy by dx, not a big deal. Good. And the derivative of multiplication you already know. First into derivative of second plus second into derivative of first. Derivative of constant 0. Minus p by v. You will remember this star mark. You will remember this formula. If you do not remember this, that is also okay, but at least know that what is the meaning of slope dp by dv. How to find it out by using pv is equal to nRT. How to find it out by using pv equal to nRT. At least that you should know. Then taking derivative on both the sides, that will give you the answer. Fine. Okay, sir. Next. Now, can you tell me numerical value of the slope? Forget about plus sign, minus sign. Numerical value of the slope, increasing or decreasing? Slope, utar. Numerical value of the slope, increasing or decreasing? Initially high, finally zero or low, very low. Initially high, finally low, slope gela. Numerical value, increasing or decreasing, I or D? Yes, all of you are giving correct answer. Good. Perfect. Initially high, finally low. So decreasing. Numerical value. Positive, negative, forget about that. If there is comparison with the sign, which sign जर comparison करायचे असेल, sir, numerical value is decreasing but sign is negative. Numerical value is decreasing but sign is negative. It means initially 5, then 4, then 3, but sir, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3. So numerical values are decreasing. Numerical values are decreasing, but if you consider which sign, it is increasing. If you consider which sign, it is increasing. No, we don't want to consider which sign, we want to consider numerical values. Fine, sir. No problem. Next thing. Write down essential conditions for isothermal process. Essential conditions for isothermal process. Essential conditions for isothermal process. To carry out isothermal process, what are the essential conditions? Write down essential conditions for isothermal process. Isothermal process. Number 1, walls of the conductor, walls of the container, walls of the container shall be or should be, walls of the container should be perfect heat conductors. Perfect heat conductors. Heat conduction is allowed. To maintain heat, to maintain temperature constant, we may need to exchange the heat. To maintain the temperature constant, we may need to exchange the heat. So perfect heat conductors. Walls of the container should be perfect heat conductors. Number 2. Number 2 is the process should be carried out very slowly. Process should be carried out very slowly to give sufficient time or to give sufficient time for heat exchange. So in short, we want to say that process shall be carried out infinitesimally slowly. process shall be carried out infinitesimally slowly. Ideally, they want to say that take infinite amount of time and carry out the process, which is practically not possible. Both condition 1 and 2 are not practical or not or simply let us write are ideal conditions, are ideal conditions, and cannot be followed exactly. So in reality isothermal process is the ideal process, or in reality we cannot have isothermal process. It's an idealized concept. Isothermal process is an idealized concept. We cannot have isothermal process. Hope you get it. Write it and let me know in the chat box. There is logic written on the whiteboard that why the isothermal process is called as idealized process. In reality, you will not get. You can be closer to the isothermal process. You can be closer to the isothermal process, but in reality, you will not get. You will not get ideal isothermal process. No, both of these both of these conditions you cannot follow exactly. You just cannot have perfect heat conductor. No, for perfect heat conductor that requires infinite conductivity, infinite thermal conductivity. Is that blur? No, it's not blur. There is second device which is recording this, Advait. Everything is fine. Okay. Might be. Yes, sir, it is blur. Okay, we will wait then. I have second device which is recording everything. You can see the recordings afterwards. There you will not find any kind of blur. Okay, is that okay now? Shall we move ahead? Manali, tell me, is that okay? जायचं का पुढं? चला, yes. Next. Next thing is write down specific heat for isothermal process or during isothermal process. Now specific heat at constant volume, specific heat at constant pressure, specific heat at constant temperature. Now we are trying to find out. Okay. Of course, molar specific heat. Of course, molar specific heat. Write down molar specific heat during isothermal process. During isothermal process. How to find out molar specific heat during isothermal process? Sir, the formula of heat supplied can in general be written as NC delta T. NC delta T. Okay, this formula is basically applicable when temperature is. This formula is basically applicable when temperature is not constant. When temperature is changing, this formula is basically applicable. But if you try to apply the formula forcefully, then what you will get is the specific heat for the isothermal process like this. This is the general formula of specific heat for CV, CP. Always it is this. If you write here CV, you have to write here QV. If you write here CP, then you have to write here QP. If you write here C, you have to write here Q. But for isothermal process, delta T is equal to 0. For isothermal process, delta T is equal to 0. So what you will get is this. Infinity, that's it. Okay, basically formula should not be applied for T equal to constant, but if you try to apply the theory or the theoretical formula directly to the isothermal process, you will get C equal to infinity. Let me know in the chat box, is that point clear to all of you guys or not? Forcefully we applied formula, we got C equal to infinity. That's it. Okay, no one is going to ask you questions or numericals on that. They might ask a small MCQ where they will write what is the molar specific heat at constant temperature. You know what is CV, you know what is CP, but they might check whether you know that molar specific heat is a generalized concept. It can be found for basically any process at constant volume, at constant pressure, at constant temperature. Any general process you can find out molar specific heat. Okay, whether you know that or not, that they might verify. Okay, and this infinity option will be there in the options. Okay, sir, fine. Next, isothermal elasticity. Isothermal elasticity means isothermal bulk modulus. Okay, sir. We found we have already found bulk modulus at constant volume, bulk modulus at constant pressure. Now we want to find out bulk modulus at constant temperature. In the last lecture, yesterday's lecture, we found out bulk modulus at constant volume, bulk modulus at constant pressure. Now we will try to find out bulk modulus at constant temperature. Okay, so write down isothermal elasticity means here we want to say bulk modulus of gas. We are talking about, not solid and liquid. Okay, we are talking about gas. Fine, sir. Sir, bulk modulus, some people write B, some people write K. Sir, bulk modulus is volume stress, that is excess pressure, divided by volume strain. But sir, this ratio will come out to be negative. Bulk modulus is always positive. For compensation, there is minus sign. Sir, answer is minus V delta P upon delta V. Yes, it is. Call this as equation 1. If required, you may write it as minus V instantaneous bulk modulus minus V dP by dV. Instantaneous bulk modulus minus V dP by dV. And when you write delta P by delta V, you get average bulk modulus. You get average bulk modulus. Here you get instantaneous bulk modulus. Okay, sir, fine. Let us call this guys as equation 1. Okay, sir. So somehow we want to find out dP by dV. Yes, no, reply me in the chat box. To find out B, find out dP by dV. Good. Write down. But we know for isothermal process pressure volume graphs are slope of pressure volume graph dP by dV. We just figured it out by taking derivative on both the sides. It was minus P by V. Am I right? Call this as equation 2. We just figured out, see the notebook, we just figured out slope of the isothermal graph minus P by V. Okay, then using equation 2 in 1, what we will get is isothermal bulk modulus. Write down. Isothermal bulk modulus is equal to, sir, this minus as it is, this V as it is. Sir, this dP by dV is minus P by V. Okay. Sir, minus minus cancel. Answer is P. बघा बाळांनो, उत्तर positive आलं. Pressure has always a positive value. Yes. So isothermal bulk modulus काय असतो? It's a pressure. Do we know this fact? The isothermal bulk modulus of ideal gas is pressure. Do we know this fact? We know this fact, right? And at that time I told you that in the chapter called as thermodynamics, KTJ and thermodynamics, we will derive it, and we derived it with the logic. At that time we didn't have logic, but now we have the logic. Bulk modulus definition is this. dP by dV is this. Derivative dP by dV. We just figured out what is the slope of isothermal graph. It is minus P by V. Hope it is clear to all of you. So isothermal elasticity, that is isothermal bulk modulus of the gas. It is simply pressure. Okay, sir, fine. So if pressure is 1 atm, NTP, STP conditions. If pressure is 1 atm, you can write is equal to 1 atm, or 1 atm you can write it as 101,325 Pascal. 1 atm means 101,325 Pascal. That is also okay. Now work done in isothermal process. Sir, we already know the formula, but they have given, so we'll write it again. Write down work done in isothermal process. But sir, we have already derived this, so we will make only a note. Work done in isothermal. Write down. What is that? It is, sir, 2.303 nRT log to the base 10 V2 upon V1. Or sir, if volume data is not given, then in that case we will use this formula, second formula, 2.303 nRT log to the base 10 P1 upon P2. That's it. If volume data is not given, go with the pressure data. Temperature data they have to give. Is that okay? Let me know in the chat box. Write it down, make a note, understand it, let me know in the chat box. काय क्वेश्चन अवघड करणार आहेत ते आता? Every single type we are covering. Only thing that might be required will be put the formula and get the answer. Okay. तेवढंच करावं लागणार आहे. Variety is basically being covered. Okay, so just relax now. And most of the time, what is going to happen? That also let me tell you that instead of deriving, you will be most of the times directly knowing the formula. Okay, for what is being asked, you will be directly knowing the formula, and without derivation, you will be simply putting the formula and getting the answer. Okay, there are a few situations wherein you may require to derive something, but those situations will be moderate in count. Okay, otherwise most of the times you will get formula, put the formula, get the answer, put the values, get the answer, formula, put the values, get the answer type of questions will be most of the times you will encounter now. Okay, and for other types of questions we are looking at the methods as well. Fine, sir. Next, what is the next thing about isothermal? No, isothermal things are over. Okay, now the next thing is, guys, adiabatic process. Yes, sir. The next important process is adiabatic process. So write down heading as adiabatic process. Adiabatic process. Adiabatic process. Fine. We know for adiabatic process. Heat exchange with the surrounding. Some people write delta Q. Some people like me, they do not write delta, they write Q only. For adiabatic process, we know Q is equal to 0. Heat exchange with the system and surrounding. Heat exchange between system and surrounding is 0. Yes. Now let us apply first law of thermodynamics. Okay, first law of thermodynamics to adiabatic process. All right, sir. Let us apply first law of thermodynamics to adiabatic process. What is the first law? Sir, first law is Q is equal to delta U plus W. Yes, sir. So Q, sir, Q is 0. Sir, Q is 0. Sir, delta U has always one formula that we'll write afterwards. But sir, this is